Ice and your trees, they can be a dangerous and costly combination. While trimming or removing a dying tree can be pretty expensive. As 2 News problem solver Pete Knutson tells us, not paying up front could lead to an even more expensive bill.
Trees coated with glistening ice. A picture-perfect, peaceful scene, serene and calm, until chaos hits.
The house would be crushed.
Grace lives in this midtown home in the shade of a huge tree, threatening to fall. Luckily, crews were able to take half of it down just before this round of ice hit.
I'd probably have to rebuild my house if this thing fell on the house.
It took most of the dead off, which is your high-risk branches.
These guys from Monster Tree Service are relieved they already removed those huge, heavy dead branches, since even tiny amounts of ice can turn wicked.
Any level of weight that gets on it, it's going to snap and it could potentially break, what the team calls widowmakers.
Insurance experts say it's important to do exactly what Grace is doing with her tree. If you know there's a problem and you don't get it taken care of, it could be a costly mistake.
And so now if that branch broke off and landed on your roof, it could be your fault and they wouldn't cover it.
The same is true if your tree tumbles down on a neighbor's house. If you're aware your tree could be a hazard, you may be on the hook to pay for the damage. But in most cases, if no negligence is involved, the insurance covering the damaged home will pay for repairs and tree removal.
If it's an insured structure, then usually there is an allowance that allows for debris cleanup. So that could take care of getting the tree cut up and hauled away.
There's a catch, though. If your tree falls but doesn't hit a structure, you'll have to pay for the cleanup and removal.
I love the tree.
As for Grace, she's grateful she was able to start taking down her treacherous tree.
I'm doing it for the reasons of safety.
Before ice could take it down. Pete Knutson, 2 Works for You problem solvers.
Well, most tree crews that we talk to say that these weather conditions are so dicey that it's just not safe to work on trees unless it's an emergency.